Thank you very much, Excellency Tin Win, Ambassador of Myanmar to Thailand, Chairman Sharaf, the Chairman of the Organizing Committee, members of the Organizing Committee, distinguished speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great pleasure to be able to presenting this talk on Asian Economic Cooperation on behalf of Border Trade. My chairman is Kun Isra Wongsurakit asked me to convey your apology as he have to travel to Australia. Well, congratulations, Mr. Kun Sharaf and Organizing Committee on bringing 21 countries, 500 participants, and 13 industry here into Thailand. And thank you very much for having this renowned economic forum in Bangkok this year. Well, talk about AEC. Everybody knows ASEAN Economic Community. We have developed that from the AFTA almost 10 years ago. Association of Free Trade Area, but just self-explanation because AFTA is a free trade. Then we developed that into a bigger agenda. But back to the 10 countries, as you know, we have Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia, Philippines, and CLMV comprised of 10 countries in ASEAN. If you look at the map just now, you will see, I don't know what happened here with the pictures, but Thailand right in the middle of all this, geographically, we are very lucky. So we are a gateway to ASEAN. The total population of ASEAN right now is about 600 million. But we're linking that ASEAN to other 6 giant countries like China, Japan, Korea, Oceania, Australia, and New Zealand, as well as India. So making the whole consortium one of the largest and most populated region in the world. But as I said, that we moved from AFTA, the ASEAN Free Trade Area, to AEC 10 years ago. And the blueprint of the ASEAN Charter was based on these 3 pillars. I thought this is a pointer. It's not pointed here. The 3 pillars here is the security, economics, and social culture. AFTA only concentrate on economics. The 6 countries has already have free trade, totally comprehensive, zero tax on the 6 countries. Now CLMV is going to be included in 2015. And that's not only extended from economics, but also the security. There's a pointer, right? I'm sure. Right, but it's a red. Oh, good. It's very small dot here. So security, that's including mostly defense, IT, and so forth on securities. But they added also the social and culture cooperation to make it what you call ASEAN way. We have common. Well, not exactly common diversity, but how can we move that into an ASEAN culture and cooperation, culture and social. This is a blueprint. Professor Kotler of University of Illinois has said that this is something that is so visionary on these 3 pillars. It's connected together, and it's is actually is synergized together the three concepts here. No other concept is better than these three concepts that is superimposed on one another. That's commented by Professor Kotler, who actually a very famous professor. If you look at statistics here, ASEAN, the area is 4.4 million square kilometers, population 600 million. The GDP is 2 trillion US dollars, about 3% of the world GDP. But if you combine together, it actually ranks roughly about top 10 of the world GDP. The trade is 2.3 trillion. FDI, the foreign direct investment, is 114 billion. Number of tourism is 81.2 million in ASEAN. The other column is Thailand. I will not go into detail of that. If you look at other figures, is the GDP. The biggest economy is Indonesia, come Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, Myanmar. Myanmar has potential. I think one of the great potential of this ASEAN. I think she's going to grow very quickly into one super economy in the next 10 years. GDP per capita, the Singapore leads the ASEAN country, then Malaysia, then Brunei, Malaysia, and then Thailand. The largest market size in terms of population, Indonesia is the biggest market size with over 200 million people. Philippines is next, then Vietnam, and then Thailand. Myanmar is growing very fast, the population, and will surpass Thailand very soon. The third, the area-wise, the largest is Indonesia, then Myanmar, and then Thailand. I just say that. That's why I commented just now that Myanmar is very potential, not only in terms of population, the market size, as well as the area-wise is one of the second largest in ASEAN. Export value. For export value, Singapore has a bigger share. Then Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. I would like to comment this, but when in the last 10 years ago, Thailand and ASEAN still very small. It ranked about 6 or 7 trading partners. Today, ASEAN is the biggest trading partner for Thailand. Japan used to be the biggest, then US and EU, but now the picture is reversed. The biggest trading partner of Thailand is ASEAN, then Japan, EU, and then US. It's totally complete different pictures. And the export value amongst the ASEAN region is half the total trade value of ASEAN. That is about 1.1 trillion total trade amongst the ASEAN. 2 minutes, okay, no problem. I get it done in 2 minutes. Tourist arrival, Malaysia has the biggest share. It's about 25 million. Thailand is about 20 million. Singapore about 17. Indonesia is about 7. I'm sure this area is so attractive, and I'm sure this figures of 82 million tourists in total is going to increase very soon. I will skip this. I think it should have in the papers distributed somewhere. But I want to point out something which is very important. Thailand, we signed FTAs around 17 countries altogether. But one of them that I would like to point out is that the BIMSTEC, composed of Bangladesh, India, M is what? Myanmar, right. And S is Sri Lanka, okay? Economic cooperation. I think this cooperation is very important, but it's still not active, the BIMSTEC. With the GMS already very active, the Greater Mekong River, with Thailand, southern part of China, Laos, Cambodia, is very active. We have done a lot of trades. But BIMSTEC has so much potential because actually the trade is moving toward the west of Thailand. And something I think I would leave to you to activate BIMSTEC, moving along the line like that of GMS, which is already active. And also we have another southern part area is called IMT-GT, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, GT, mostly on oil and gas pipeline. So I just concluded that, and thank you very much for inviting me to just briefly talk about ASEAN and also leave some homework for you to think about for the future undertaking. Thank you very much.